This is Mike McDonald with WebPro News, and we are in San Jose for Search Engine Strategies with Matt Cutts, sporting the new look. So there's got to be some kind of story or something behind this. So do share.
Basically, I lost a bet with my team. I said, I bet you guys can't keep up this certain pace and reach this milestone. And they're like, okay, we'll take that bet. I was like, if you can do that for a whole quarter, you can do whatever you want to my hair. And they're like, all right, we'll take that bet. And they did. So just a few weeks ago, they were like going to carve I Heart Yahoo and like a Google Chrome logo in the back. They actually started on the Google Chrome logo.
That'd be kind of tricky.
It'd be hard. So they worked on it for a few minutes and then they lost patience and they were like, you know what, let's just shave it all off. So the funny thing is my wife kind of likes it.
Yeah.
So it's a good summer haircut. I'll probably keep it for a few weeks at least.
I'm a fan myself. I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It's not too bad.
It's a little cooler.
It's much cooler, but we have to watch your time out here in the element, or you'll see some of the downside pretty quick.
You don't want to get a sunburn.
So, caffeine.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit. This is this week's announcement, I guess, late last week, just in the last day or two.
Just last night, basically.
So put it in context for us a little bit, because I read your post, and it just seems like at the end of the day, it boiled down to we've changed a lot of things. So give us a little context, give us a little explanation, and maybe put it in perspective for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So fundamentally, it's a rewrite of our indexing system. So if you want to have a good search engine, you have to crawl really well, you have to index really well, and then you have to serve it up really fast. So a good way to think about Caffeine is that it's essentially re-architecting or rewriting a large chunk of how we index web pages. So it's really good from that perspective. If you wanted to put it on a timeline and compare how big is this compared to other stuff, we're always pushing out new data. That's sort of like Everflux that's always going on in the background. But infrastructure-wise, it roughly compares to the Big Daddy update that happened late 2005, 2006. So it's a pretty fundamentally big change. The nice thing is we've engineered it so that regular users really shouldn't notice that much of a difference. Power users might notice a difference, and that's why we're like, let's open up a sort of power user preview where they can test it out, see if anything looks different, give us feedback. But so far, the feedback has been really positive.
Now, are you anticipating a big shakeup in the result sets out of this?
We hope not. Whenever you change so much stuff under the hood, it's really hard to make the results exactly identical, but we've been shooting to get them pretty close. So most people won't notice a difference, and we're going to go slow. We're going to make sure we take good feedback, and it'll take a while to make sure that everything looks good and that it passes all the quality checks. So far, it's looking really, really nice. So I would expect us to transition to it over time.
So it'd be like a gradual, per data center kind of roll. We'll try with a few of them here, and then gradually expand, I guess? Or?
Yeah, it's still a little up in the air, but I wouldn't be surprised if, for example, we opened up eventually one data center where people could go to that IP address, do their queries, know that things are going on there. And then once we're all happy with it and we feel like it meets the right quality bar, then I wouldn't be surprised to see it transition to more and more data centers.
Now, obviously, you guys are hearing a lot of the, this is a direct reaction to Bing and Yahoo and all that kind of stuff. So, but, what?
Yeah. No, that's a fair question. So it's not, because we've had a lot of engineers working on this and they've been working on it for months. So the fact that, one thing is happening in the search space within the last few weeks or something like that really didn't affect the timing. Summer's a great time to do testing. And so we tend to roll out really interesting things like Fritz in 2003 was from a batch index update to an incremental update. If you do it during the summer, you've got more spare capacity. You can tweak and tune things while people are still off, at the beach instead of at school doing a lot of searches. So we've been sort of planning on this for a long time, and we expect that we'll just keep pushing forward. It's great to be aware of Bing and Yahoo and everybody else in the search space, but we basically figure if we push forward as fast as we can, double down on innovation, and try to do the best job that we can, do the right thing for users, everything else will work out.
Now, one of the big topics for all search right now is more real-time, more recent data, more time-oriented and tag types of things. Is caffeine part of its goal, or part of the goal with that is to accommodate those kind of needs?
It'll definitely help. And by the way, I've helped a little with the messaging, but it's a huge team of engineers, within Google that have done all the heavy lifting. But the idea of caffeine is that it tries to be a lot more powerful, a lot more flexible, and a lot more robust in how we index. So that lets you, in theory, scale up to a lot more documents, but also lets you index those documents a lot faster. So it's going to be pretty powerful. We're really excited about it. So we're sort of happy that the outside world can play with it a little bit. It's funny because we do a ton of stuff under the hood that most people never notice, but this one was big enough that people would notice a little bit, so we wanted to get some feedback.
So would it be fair to say that it's kind of laying the infrastructure or the foundation for you guys to build out some of the more semantic, real time, these types of trends we're seeing in search and take advantage of them?
San Jose is where the San Jose airport is. Yeah, no, it's definitely safe to say this builds a very powerful foundation for any changes we want to do in indexing. It gives you a lot more flexibility and power in how you handle an incoming document, how it gets indexed, and then sent out so that we can search over it. So whether it's more targeted for real time or for semantic is not as much as just getting a really good infrastructure in place where we can run all of that very quickly.
But it's what it's better than what you had for those types of things, and gives you more elbow room, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely lets you unlock a lot more power. Yeah.
So in terms of the show, I mean, I know you always pop into a session or two here and there just to see what everybody's talking about and stuff. Do you have any your eye on anything in particular this time, thematic wise, I guess?
Definitely. There's always good stuff. So what I love is sometimes people get a little hung up on what's Matt up to, and we've got a lot more Googlers. So Johannes Hinkel just talked about site architecture, gave a lot of good tips, and answered a lot of really good questions about site architecture. And in fact, there was a question, does caffeine affect my site architecture? No. If you've got a good, strong foundation on your site architecture, you don't need to worry about caffeine. But there's going to be a lot of good stuff. Greg Grothaus is another Googler on my team. He's going to talk about duplicate content.
I'm talking tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And then Tiffany Lane, who's another Googler on my team, and I are going to be on a site review with Greg Bozer on Thursday.
What?
So it sort of almost balance out, Greg and then a couple Googlers. And so it should be a ton of fun. I mean, there looks like there's a lot of good sessions here.
Well, Greg is bald too.
Yeah. I want to get like you, me, Greg Bozer. If we had a whole bunch of people lined up, we could just have.
Oh, I have a Facebook group, I think, bald SEOs or something like that. Bald people in search. I'll send you an invitation now. You qualify.
Yes. All right. I'm in the club.
Cool. Well, Matt, thank you very much for
Good to
taking
see
time
you.
to talk to us. This is Mike McDonald with WebPro News. We're in San Jose for Search Engine Strategies with Matt Cutts.